Here
we go.
Okay, so welcome everyone. Hi, I'm Al-Barwani, and it is my absolute pleasure to be here with you on this hour to share MCC and community, a place to belong, grow, and awaken. And I'll be inviting you during this time to reflect on what mastery feels like, and hopefully harvest the wisdom that's within this room, highlight the power of belonging in mastery. Share your stories, if we have enough of you here to share your stories, and hopefully close with determination and joy. Just to help us ground, before we begin, I'd like to invite you to remember a coaching moment that has stayed with you, a moment that where something quietly powerful happened. And I'd like to just, since we're a small group, just share it in one word or phrase. What did it feel like? From Mary and Douglas, I'm inviting you to remember a coaching moment that has stayed with you, where something powerful very quietly happened. And since, like I said, since we're in a small group, I just want you to just unmute yourself and share it, one word or a phrase. What did it feel like?
Quiet joy.
Joy.
Quiet joy.
Quiet joy. Thank you very much for sharing.
Hi, Ghaya. Hi, everyone. Hi. Sorry, I was coaching. I ran over time.
No worries.
Good
Anything
to be
you'd like to share? How did it feel like, that powerful moment?
I felt so much love.
Oh, so much love. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Mary.
Yeah, for me, the feeling was a lot of load. The load has been taken away, so I'm light.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you very much for sharing, Douglas. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
That's interesting. If you were Douglas, thank you for that. If you're feeling light, my feeling was actually being really connected and grounded. It was just a lovely whole connection with what I do and who I am.
It's amazing. And I'd like you to stay in that feeling as we continue within this hour. I'd like to share a short story. So when I was working to kind of move from professional coaching to masterful coaching, I was so hung up on the competencies and the markers that I kind of lost myself in this whole thing. And it just seemed impossible for me to unlearn all the habits that I developed along the way. And then I had a random conversation with Christy Burley, who's basically the founder of Awaken Institute. And she reminded me, Ghaya, you're a masterful coach, and all the conversations I've had with you are masterful. And I just took a pause. I took that time. And I remembered what I truly loved about coaching. And it truly is witnessing the divine being, the golden Buddha that's inside my client, and basically watching them either dust away or sometimes break the clay of doubt that's encases them into feeling stuck. And seeing that divine within helped me truly experience MCC level coaching. And that's when I finally understood the wholeness, the completeness, and the resourcefulness of the client. And I was able to just free myself in the process. Have you ever had a moment like that where you knew you were in mastery? Not because of what you were doing, but how you were in the session.
So we're talking powerful coaching moments. I've been working for my course with a client named Hal. Hal. And we were getting deep into the session, and I asked the question that led to tears, and I watched that unfold for 45 minutes, and it's and holding that, and for me was holding that space of insight, vulnerability, and literal tears, and tears. And another time with another person with another client as well, where I helped, but focusing on the one with how because I saw a wall being pierced and vulnerability flowing out, and yeah, that'll be it for me.
Thank you very much, Mark, for sharing that. And how did it feel? What did it feel like when you were allowing this vulnerability to come out?
This seems like a rather obvious response, but it felt vulnerable. Vulnerable because vulnerability was coming out. But on the other hand, when for me, I felt vulnerable myself managing that, and that because the client has placed an incredible trust in me. So I saw a significant sense. I'm feeling the significance of that as I'm doing it, and because of for how long I did it, there were nerves as well, a lot of nerves, and nerves which somehow she did not see. Until after when we were debriefing because one of the things I asked for before joining the coaching relationship is if after the coaching session we can debrief about how my coaching was, so I can learn in real time and then I told her about about my nerves that she but yeah, a lot of nerves.
Amazingly, sometimes we're always nervous when we see the transformation that's happening in front of us as well. Thank you very much for sharing. So what I'm going to do to preserve your privacy, I'm going to invite you to go out into breakout rooms to share with one another, because this main room is being recorded, where you can share a coaching moment where you felt fully aligned with presence and purpose and what was happening, kind of like what Mark shared with us a little bit, and what it felt like for you, if you don't mind. So we'll go out for about 6 minutes or so, 6 to 10 minutes. How much time do we have, Evelyn? 10 minutes? Yeah, we have the full 10 minutes because some people want to leave a little early. So I'll invite you all just so that I can preserve your privacy in this room. Okay. Welcome back. I see all these shiny faces. What has stayed with you from the breakout room?
Can I share from our group? I mean, just first of all, as a community, it was so lovely to be 3 people in the group, one from Oman, one from Mombasa, and one from little old Alsace, all sharing a common language and spirit. That in itself was a lovely community moment. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Belinda. Thank you for bringing us together. And then within that, a shared experience of the impact we make, as humankind, as being.
Thank you very much for sharing that, Philip. Really appreciate it. I'd like to invite you to reflect on completing this sentence. MCC mastery feels like.
On the chat,
In
Ghaya?
chat or unmute yourself. We're small enough for you to just unmute yourself, Mary. It's okay. So what does it feel like to you?
Easiness.
Easiness.
And I will put some caveat there and a bias. There is an easiness, easy because of Ghaya, Matthew, and Christy. They've made it so easy for me. It's unbelievable. I thought, this is crazy. How do I do this? I hear Ghaya telling me, 60 minutes now, Mary, pin it down. I hear Matthew, I hear Christy, and I think for me, it's become much easier. It's not what I actually thought. It's easy, there is a flow, and it's actually sitting pretty well. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing, Mary. Anyone else want to share what MCC mastery feels like? Just completing that sentence for yourself.
I think what comes up for me and what I'm sensing right now also in this space is expansion. Like it feels like an opening, and especially an opening of the heart, which makes it very easy to just be and not needing to talk, not needing to use so many words. It's just like expansion.
Thank you very much for sharing, Evelyn. For me, it is my essence. When I'm in my essence, that's what MCC mastery feels like. It's joyful curiosity. I'm just filled with this gratitude and happiness and joy, and I'm curious. And when I'm in that energy, I know I'm in mastery. That's what it feels like for me. Anyone else want to share?
I had a different, to share a different perspective. The actually MCC title, the ICF defined MCC title, feels like a distraction. And I'm just going to, this is how I'm feeling right now. The competencies, the certification, the process feels like a process and a distraction. Whereas mastery of coaching is where I want to head to as a person. And I'm just sitting with those two different things.
And I honor that completely.
Yes, what's also going through my mind as we were sharing within the group and as you are indicating there that the mastery, how does it feel like? I think for me, the word is a journey that I've been looking forward to, and you've packed everything else and you're ready for the journey and you take the journey. And as you move towards the last destination, then when you look on the left and the right, you see the greenery, you see the birds chirping. And as you walk through it, you just enjoy the journey as you go through. No stress, no nothing. Let's just go through the journey as we head the destination. No need to hurry up because I'm also enjoying the environment as I head to that destination. I listen to the chirping birds. What are they saying? I look the other side, I see the beautiful animals, maybe the big fives, and just in their natural setup as I journey through. No hurry to be able to get the destination because I'm enjoying it all. And then when you get there, then it's just transformation. That's the word for that. I was using imagery to describe it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Douglas. That's a beautiful imagery and beautiful words. Thank you. I'd like to share that MCC in community was born from the need for a space that honors courage, silence, presence, and growth without isolation. We came together, 14 coaches, bringing in diverse thoughts, feelings, and beliefs from the US to India, and including the continents in between as well. Different thoughts. We had atheists, we had naturalists, we had Christians, we had Muslims, we had Sikhs, we had Jews. We came together to share and honor the essence of coaching mastery. We truly believed that we grow not by proving mastery, but being held together in mastery. And what I'd like you to ask you, and just quickly share in the chat or unmute yourself, have you ever longed for a space like that in your own MCC path? Since we're in complete silence, I would like it if you share. Oh, yes. Philip answered yes, and I'm happy to have found a beautiful space and a supportive tribe. Yeah, I love it. I have to admit, I love this community that we have. If you'd like to share a coaching moment that awakens something in you, we'd love to witness it. I mean, we have so many. This is your space to share it.
I can share. I think it's a couple of weeks ago when we did one of the coaching, mentor coaching sessions. I don't know where Christy took us. Even now, when you ask me, we were somewhere. There was so much spirituality. There was so much love. There was a lot of tears. And you needed to be brave to actually be there. But there was also so much joy of belonging. And I think the only thing I could tell my colleagues, thank you. I felt so grateful. I think for the first time, I've learned coaching in many spaces, but this is different.
Thank you very much for sharing that.
Yeah, thank you. It's very different. It's very, for me, it's been very emotional and a lot of learning. But the connection, I can't explain what it is, Ghaya. I can't. But there is such a deep, loving appreciation, acknowledgement, empathy, joy, all of it. Thank you.
Douglas shared an answer to the question about the space. Growth at a place where you get supported and feel homely. Yeah, that's what the community brings, definitely. Thank you very much for sharing. Anyone else want to share a
I think
coaching
one-
moment that awakened something in you?
Sorry, I think I reframed the question somehow differently.
It's okay.
I was
Share
more
what you
now getting into the
understood. That's the whole point of coaching. We go with where the client wants to go. So you can go wherever you want to go, Evelyn.
Yeah, I think what came up in my mind was more like a moment from what Mary shared reminded me of what I found really inspiring in our time in Kenya together, which was that there was so much allowance for exploration and for growing into areas where I felt I wasn't able to go, but the community space felt so safe and I felt so much compassion and acceptance and encouragement and empowerment that I was able to grow beyond what I thought I would be able to do. And I think that's the power of community, that you feel so safe and home that you can really expand into areas where you didn't think that you're able to go by yourself.
Thank you very much for sharing that, Eve. Really. What I'd like to do is I'm going to give you 2 prompts in the chat. You can choose the prompt that you want, or you can choose to do this later. This is for your own journaling practice. These are questions that I ask myself every now and then when I'm reflecting on my own. What is mastery asking of me now? And this is a question that I continue to ask myself over and over again. And another one that I ask myself over and over again, what do I want to feel more of in my coaching? And I'll give you a good 10 minutes to think about it and journal it on your own. And you can, turn off your video if you need to, because this is your space. Welcome back, everyone. Unfortunately, we have limited time. Thank you so much for sharing this space. And if today stirred something in you, whether it's curiosity, longing, remembrance, you're warmly invited to explore MCC in community. And Evelyn will share the next steps with you.
Yeah, thank you, Ghaya. I think everybody who is here or also will catch the recording can really sense, because this space actually was held in such a masterful way by you, really focusing on the being rather than the talking so much. And yeah, for everybody who's interested, and especially the ones that also will catch the recording, I'll just share a few insights on the MCC and community program now. You're welcome to ask questions by muting yourself at the end, or also posting them in the chat. So just go ahead. Maybe you can give me a short sign that you can see the presentation. Yes, okay, perfect. So MCC in community, basically, as Ghaya shared, was born as a collective effort to create this program. And it has two different parts. One is the part where we share the community space and we have mentor coaching, supervision, and everything that you need to get on the path of coaching mastery. And how we structured this is basically that we have this beautiful rolling cycle of looking into the different core competencies. So each month focuses on one or two core competencies, and you can basically start whenever you would like. So whenever it fits your personal schedule, because these themes, these competencies come back in another cycle. And so we're starting in end of June with a foundation setting, and then move through all the competencies in the following month. And it will be this time from July to November. And then in February, we will start over again. So if you decide to join us in October, you can then pick up the competencies that you missed before in the following year. And so this is basically the timeline that you will also receive via email. And what you get in the community next to what you've just experienced in this session, which is the aspect of just like sharing this experience and not walking this path by yourself, is this wonderful support. Like you have regular access to mentor coaching sessions, you have group mentor coaching, you have individual mentor coaching. You also can participate in monthly group supervision sessions that are very special for us in the way that basically, compared to what you can experience in mentor coaching, where it's more focused on the skill, supervision is really more focused as you as a person, as the coach, that also might get triggered during their sessions, might experience biases, and these kind of topics you can bring to coaching supervision and really, yeah, find support, a health space, and insights, inspirations. And so then also we have the observed coaching in triads. So you will be paired up with peers and you get to coach each other and you really receive feedback on your life coaching. So yeah, basically get a reflection on where you're at in terms of the mastery of your coaching. And as a little additional benefit, we also invite you to join our coaches community for regular business building and deepen your coaching skills sessions. So this is basically all that you get by being part of the MCC mentor coaching membership. And then if you want to take the full circle, the second part of the offering that we have is the life retreat. So the life retreat is next time happening in Goa. And it's basically what we in this session shared about our experience in Kenya, where we all were in person, really moving through these different topics, holding space for each other, really diving deep into reconnecting with our own essence, with our own being, and yeah, witnessing each other, going through very transformational processes. And so, as I say, this is if you decide to also wanting to take the MCC community program with us. And this price and this package already includes both. So it includes the in-person training, it includes a self-study course where you have like videos and readings where you can dive deeper into the different topics that we're engaged with by yourself. And then it also includes the community membership program that I talked about before this. Yeah, so the only other thing that I would love to share is that we not only support you in gaining the confidence to do your recording and to be held in this space, walking this path to coaching mastery together, but we also support you in your application with the ICF, because we know that some of us don't really like this administrative part. And so we have our amazing faculty member, MCC coach, Matthew, who is more than happy to support you with the transcript, with like pulling together all the details that you need in order to have everything ready for your application. And you can just, let us know and book this as an additional service, just to make it very easy and easeful for you to walk this path to your coaching mastery. So with this, are there any questions about what I just shared? Douglas seems happy. Okay, great. If you have questions when you're watching this recording, you can just send us an email to communitycare@awakencoaching.com. And with this, I hand it back to Ghaya to close our session for today.
I only have one sentence. Mastery is less about doing more. It's about becoming more you in connection with others. And if you get nothing out of this conversation that we've had together except that, I wish you the best on your journey towards mastery. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ghaya. Thank you, E.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Mary.
Mark.
Thank you, Douglas. Thank you, Mark.
Mhm.
Thanks to Evelyn, who organized all of this, and Philip and Belinda, who were here earlier on.
Thank you very much.
Grateful. Thank you very much. Yeah.